What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 19 Ultimate Team game. As it will be every single Tuesday, it looks like we have new house rules in MUT, and the house rules this week make me feel like I'm playing Madden 08 again. Madden 08 was the first Madden I played, and I was a total noob at the game. I barely knew how to call good plays. I never called hot routes. I had no idea what I was doing on the defensive end. I just used the D-line the entire time, and that's kind of what these house rules remind me of. So the house rules on offense is that you cannot call any hot routes. You cannot call any audibles. You just can't really do anything pre-snap. You call your play, you stick with that play, and you hope it works against the defense that your opponent runs. Now, the defensive side is also handicapped, where you can't make any defensive adjustments. You can do simple stuff like baseline, but that's about it. You can't audible plays. You can't, man up a defender on someone if it's zone or vice versa. You just stick with whatever play call you've got, and it really simplifies the game. And also, another big thing about the defensive end is that you cannot move around with your user defender pre-snap. So, two things you guys need to know about me as we throw an interception. Well, three things. One, I just made a horrible read. Two, on the defensive end, one of the main things I do on defense to make my defense work and make sure it's not completely trash, because, if I don't do this, my defense will be trash, is that I like to move around pre-snap a lot with my user defender, just to give the opponent a confusing look the entire time as we get the interception with Derwin James, and this is going to be a game-changing play with the whoop, and Derwin James is racing all the way to the end zone to give us the lead. So yeah, I love moving around pre-snap on the defensive end, just to try to confuse him, my user defender, try to get user picks and stuff like that, try to bait them as he is going to get a big play, and he's going to get a touchdown right back with Calvin Johnson. I tried to send the blitz right there, but you see, this is my first game doing this whole new house rule thing where you can't do anything pre-snap. So on the defensive end, I was trying to move people around, and you guys, if you guys been watching lately, I've been running a lot of blitz heavy defense, but it's kind of hard to do that with these house rules because you can't line up your defenders where you want them to. As you see, this guy just got an amazing just a pick with Deion Sanders over Randy Moss and one of his guys. Deion still hung on, so that was a pretty great pick. Also, not really a good read right there. And you see, I'm struggling a little bit on the offensive end. So the other thing you need to know about me and the way I call plays on the offensive side of the ball is that I hot route all the time. Like, I hot route probably 75% of the time when I call a passing play. I don't know why. It's just something I like to do. I like to dress up the plays my own way, my own style. Try to, create different concepts based on the defense my opponent is calling. Let's say he's calling cover 2. We'll try to do something up the middle, try to get a couple of streaks going or something like that. And you can't do that with these house rules. You just call your play, stock plays, hope for the best. And the other thing is that when I call a play, I love to audible into a different play call. I set up my audibles kind of like, an actual quarterback would, where, you call a play at the line of scrimmage, you check to a running play, you kill the play if you don't like it, and, I have a couple of different passing plays as well that I have in there, and that's how I really like to use my base formations, my favorite formations, is that I'll call one play, and more likely than not, I'm not going to call the play that I actually called. I'll call one of my audibles. I have my audibles set as my actual favorite plays. With these house rules, everything I just explained for the last 2 minutes, you can't do any of that. So we found ourselves down 17-7 in this first game, really struggling to get adjusted because I haven't played Madden like this since Madden 08 or Madden 09. Literally, I haven't played Madden where I do not call any hot routes. I cannot move on the defensive end. Like, I'm not using the D line. I'm actually trying to use someone, and it's forcing me to try out different play calls as well on the defensive side of the ball and trying to figure out which defense works for me. The sugar defense, a lot of it is me moving around with my user defender. Otherwise, it's not good at all. It's terrible, to be quite frank. So I try to hop out of that and see if we could hop into some different defensive play calls. I haven't moved around with nickel over Jeek. I was like, let's try to get some block sheds because whatever we're doing is not working. Because I was really struggling to find decent play calls as we get a good play call here in the offensive end. We run the ball with Todd Gurley, and man, I always audible into running plays. I pretty much never call a running play like straight up. I keep all my running plays as audibles. I'll even have 2 running plays as, set audibles for a formation, just because I like calling a passing play first and then checking to the run if I like the run. So it's really hard to figure out exactly what I want to do, and it definitely doesn't help when John Randall comes in unblocked. That's just one of the new fun additions of Madden 19, where these looping defensive tackles just coming unblocked half the time. So you kind of got to deal with that as well. It's just one of the elements now. As Bill Romanowski gets the interception, that's one of those cool things where he's not facing the right way, but gets the user interception anyways. I get some of those myself, so I can't really say anything too bad about that, except good play by him, I suppose. We'll try to maybe lob that ball next time. I thought I had Tyreek Hill. We did not. 3rd down and 1. He thought he had the first down. He did not. Saquon Barkley losing a yard from his fellow New York Giant Lawrence Taylor making the tackle, and my opponent takes the field goal right there, which is pretty interesting. 4th down and 1. He runs the ball on 3rd down. He takes his field goal as we go outside with Todd Gurley and get a pretty decent gain. And once again, I'm just freestyling on the offensive end right now. I'm trying to find out which base plays work out the best. And the first game that we played, my opponent was calling cover 3 pretty much the entire time. So after a while, I was like, all right, these are the stock plays that I can run that can, take away cover 3. It's basically drag and a corner route or something like that. Trying to find plays like that. 4th down and 3, that's not going to work. That's a QB spy. That will be Khalil Mack with the interception in the QB spy. All right, that's cool, I suppose. My opponent tries to run the ball, Ricky Williams. And one thing I figured out pretty quickly is, well, 2 things I figured out. One is that Bobby Wagner is a stud. Look at Bobby Wagner going to the crib. It's going to be a pick 6, and defense is really helping us out more in the offensive end. As I really struggle to call offensive plays, we just get pick 6s that are blessing us right now. Like, not just picks, but pick 6s. I forgot what I was going to say. But let's just hop into this game right here to see my opponent calling a call. Oh, yeah. So I actually remember what I was going to say is that, as a user defender, you really want to shoot the gap on running plays. That's a big way to blow up running plays, especially when someone's running like stretches and stuff like that. You can't really move your players pre-snap. You do your best to try to shoot the gap, but you don't get to time the snap. You have to come from like a far, especially if you're playing safety. As we get the interception with Darius Slay, it would be nice so we could score a touchdown here. We really need it, and big play Slay is gonna deliver. How about Lane Johnson with the wheels? Jeez, I was like, who is this guy keeping up with me? But Lane Johnson, I believe, is the fastest offensive lineman in the game. That's not like an out-of-position player or anything like that, and he's pretty fast. He has like 80 speed almost, especially if you put like sprinter on that dude. He's got wheels for days. As my opponent down 3 to 14 is going to get a pretty fortunate break, hitting the tight end up the seam. That's going to be a gain all the way to the 30-yard line. 2:30 left in the first half, and he puts his hands in the cookie jar, and Derwin James will not let him get away with it. Unfortunately, not a pick 6 that time, but it's okay because our opponent's quitting anyway. So we win a game with 27 passing yards. Yeah, we're going to have to work on that. We're definitely going to have to work on offense. And let me know what you guys are doing with these house rules, man. These no audibles, no moving around defense house rules. Because it seems like, if you're like one of those guys that just hates the cheese in Madden, you get really excited about this kind of stuff. And I thought, like, this might be kind of cool. I think, the offensive stuff I'm cool with. The defensive side is where I kind of just... I'm kind of on the edge of these house rules. I'm not too big of a fan of them, to be honest, where you can't move around defensively at all, because it kind of kills what I like to do defensively. It kind of takes the fun out of playing defense for me, because, we can still roam around. We can still get user picks, as you guys saw, but it's just a lot harder, and you just got to hope that some of these plays work. And I don't know, man. It's just, at some point, it's kind of just Madden for dummies, it feels, in a way. Like, it's cool, like I said, where it's like, yeah, you don't got to go against the cheese. You can't set up Pat Sale because you can't call the audibles necessary to set up Pat Sale, as Tyreek Hill bounces off a defender, still makes the catch. We'll take that, I suppose, on 3rd down. But at the same time, like, I don't know, man. I would rather go against Pat Sale because, it is stoppable than not be able to really do anything, just pretty much be handcuffed on both sides of the ball, as Chad Johnson is actually going to split the middle right there and go all the way for the touchdown. You see I'm starting to call some spot routes and stuff like that, just simple stuff. I believe my opponent was trying to blitz right there, and we just happened to catch him with Chad. I was just trying to get a first down right there, and we somehow got a touchdown out of all of that as we put the massive pressure on Michael Vick, who tries to throw that ball. Would have been nice if we threw it on target. It looked like we might have had the user pick with Patrick Peterson as he goes underneath with a very slow spin move to Saquon Barkley. So yeah, that's just me. I mean, I don't know what else they'll do with house rules. This is pretty interesting. I figured they would just do more of like 50-yard rushing touchdown is like 12 points, that kind of stuff like they did last week. The fact that they did this no audible stuff is interesting because it really opens up like Pandora's box with what they can do with these house rules as Ed Reed gets the oh my gosh, what was that stumble? User stumble recovered just to stumble again. Like, thanks Madden, as we throw on the run and it's a dime to Randy Moss, and how about that one cut? Moss to the races, that 99 speed somehow can't go all the way. That dude must have the new 98 Sean Taylor if he's catching Moss in the open field, and this will be, I believe, the last play. Yeah, the last play of this game, not the last play of the video. We still got more to go because I guess this guy, some of these people I play just get bored running these house rules. I guess they're like, nah man, I'm gonna go back into seasons and I'm gonna run Pat Sales. Let me be. Like, I actually had someone I played who just like called Pat Sale like literally like 3 times. But since you can't set up the cheese Pat Sale where you put the deep cross audible, like he was just stuck in. Then he quit. I was like, really? Is this what we're doing in Madden? But yeah. Those kind of people, like, they're really like this guy right here that I played against. He was calling LB Cross 3. I was kind of shocked. I was like, first of all, people have not ran this defense in months. This defense got patched. And he's still running it out here, and he's trying to make it effective. So kudos to him because Reggie White is going to come in unblocked on that one. Second down, we fired a Randy Moss. Quick pass, got the block, and there goes Moss in the open field once again. We're starting to dabble with some 5 wide, trying to run some spread offense right here. Like, I'm still not going to run the ball much, but if this guy is going to continue calling like LB Cross 3 every single play, that means that he's in nickel 3-3-5. That means we should be able to run the ball on this as we hit Randy Moss, making the catch and getting in for the touchdown. That was a tight window. I would have not been upset if Moss did not come down with that one. The fact that he got the touchdown, man, I'll take it. Sure, why not? As Vic, high ball. Like, I really get amazed at this, at the read some people have. Like, high ball? Really, dude? As Saquon Barkley just casually shedding, I believe, Deion Sanders right there. As that 98 Saquon Barkley is definitely a popular option amongst the MUT community nowadays, since, you know, a lot of people have that Nat card. Second down and, jeez. High ball again? Sure, why not? The Shannon Sharp make it 3rd down and 6 at highball again, and if he doesn't highball that, he probably gets the first down. Instead, it's 4th down and 2. He's gonna get the snap off before the end of the first quarter. We send the blitz, and it gets home. We're starting to make some decent adjustments to these house rules, mainly defensively more than offensively. Like, at the end of the day, I consider myself more of a defensive player where I try to grind it out. So I'm attempting to make these games grinded out games, these house rule games. I'm doing my best to do it as we continue to call running plays. And the thing is, when you do these house rules, you have to legitimately just call a running play and hope to God that like your opponent doesn't run commit or doesn't call like absolute blitz. And I don't like that, man. I really don't like just calling a running play and hoping it works. But so far so good as he continues to blitz. It continues to not work. We hit Tyreek Hill up the middle on the post route. We tried a fullback dive. Now we come out passing with Big, looking for Moss, who makes the one-handed catch in the back of the end zone. The high ball might have not even been necessary there, but when you're at the goal line, like, you just got a high ball. It's just what Madden 19 is all about. You high ball, hope for the best, and okay, that's sure. And he calls, I love the fact that this dude had the audacity to call a timeout like not even a second after he made this ridiculous catch, as he goes middle to Rice, and Jerry Rice is gonna hang on to that one. 2 tight catches has my opponent quickly at the 32-yard line, down 14-0, trying to make something anything happen on this drive. Most importantly, you want to get that touchdown. He's a wide open man. The back of the end zone doesn't see him. Instead, he finds Darius Slay. But Darius Slay plays whoop for the defense. But he's looking like an offensive player out here with the juke move, the speed, and the dance moves. That was showboating 101 right there, and it pissed my opponent off. Definitely, he's quitting. I don't even think he would have stayed in the game if I walked in the end zone without the showboating, but I'm sure that didn't make him feel any better. So I'll show you guys one more game before we hop out of here. Defense has definitely been our calling card, just getting pick sixes, because we're not the only ones struggling with these house rules. This game was an absolute just crap show. Like, I'm not gonna show you guys the first 3 quarters. It was bad, all right? But I want to mainly show you guys what happened on this 3rd down and 5. Ryan Shazier stiff arming Clark to the ground and just absolutely disrespecting the other squad on his way to the end zone, as we kind of messed up defensively right there. But man, like I said, it's just so tough to, like, I don't know, man. When you're so used to doing things a certain way, it's hard to adjust, and that's just something about life. As I don't know how in the world he got that catch. I don't know how in the world they called this one at the 2-yard line, but it didn't really matter because Saquon Barkley had the blocks to get in from like 50 yards out on that counter. He goes for the 2-point conversion here, very interestingly, and he's going to get the catch to Hayden Hurst. We were all over that, but I believe Deion Sanders, as we get a great return with Tyreek Hill, we can use the field position here, and we go all the way to the 48-yard line. Gonna dump down to Todd Gurley. He's playing some pretty heavy coverage defense for a man who needs to get a stop ASAP, as we reroute Chad Johnson. But Michael Vick tried to he tried to make us lose right there. Thankful we get another play, and once again he's playing very over the top coverage, and that's going to cost him the game. But man, pick sixes were the name of the day, name of the game, I suppose, for this day. I don't know how we got so many pick sixes, because like I said, I was legitimately freestyling on the defensive end and the offensive end. I don't know, man. These house rules are just not for me. Let me know if you guys are enjoying these house rules though, and what else you guys think might happen with the house rules. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more Madden 19 gameplays. I might give you guys one more of the house rules for this week video, and I'll catch you guys next time.